With Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, we were given a wildly creative animated take on Spider-Man that played around with the concept of the multiverse and explored the origin story of Miles Morales. And now we have the sequel, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is the first of a two-parter. Did they succeed in building off what the first movie accomplished? Absolutely, in more ways than one, with this doing everything that this sequel should do. Since the concept of the multiverse has already been established, the filmmakers go even further in exploring. They don't just go into this with the attitude of, let's put the characters into another fun adventure. The characters are further developed and have grown since the events of the first film. Since they have split the sequel into two parts, they use that time to expand on the characters, with Gwen Stacy being given a lot more to do here. She is just as important as Miles and goes through her own arc, which is wonderfully handled. Miles also goes through a lot. There's the classic secret identity superhero conflict of him juggling his life and his relationship with his parents, but he has other things to overcome, and these are exceptionally well done. Miles' father and mother are given some added depth and issues in Across the Spider-Verse 2, as the film highlights even more the importance in his life. The new characters provide fantastic additions to the story. The Spot serves as a great villain, starting off as comedic, but then affects the plot in major ways and is a worthy antagonist for the Spider-People. Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099, is given a lot of complexity as he tries to keep order of the multiverse. We're provided a number of reasons for his serious attitude, and the actions he takes in handling the situation are quite surprising. A scene stealer comes from an Indian version of Spider-Man, whose introductory scene provides some of the funniest moments of the film. One of the most impressive elements of Into the Spider-Verse is how it made you understand so much about a character not long after they made their entrance, and that continues here. There are several more Spider-People from alternate dimensions, and all bring something to the table, no matter how minor their screen time. The comedy is sharper and funnier in this sequel, with several inspired moments. Whether it's a visual gag or a funny line delivery, there were quite a number of points when I laughed out loud. It's remarkable how much they throw at you over the course of the movie, and yet it all still feels coherent, although I imagine I'll pick up more background details and clever lines on repeat viewings. The stakes also there in the stories the filmmakers build up the drama and give us an understanding of the dangers of certain characters' decisions. Across the Spider-Verse expands further on the themes of the first film too. While the first movie was about how everyone can be Spider-Man, the sequel plays with how we perceive and anticipate stories and character arcs. One of the things that helped the first one stand out was the animation style, which sought to make it look like a comic book come to life. The second movie takes that to another level, as we see multiple different dimensions with their own unique style. There are some eye-popping scenes, and you can tell the team at Sony Pictures Animation took what they learned from the first film and were then given the freedom to go even more out there. It's not just different universes that are made to look different, but also flashbacks and other storytelling devices. The action sequences are absolutely fantastic, with one brilliant scene after another. The personalities and abilities of the many Spider-People are taken full advantage of, and the action is important in developing the story and moving it forward in significant ways. It all has the needed excitement and awe, and shows what a perfect fit Spider-Man is for animation, with the way the characters spin their webs through the various cityscapes. And there are also the other great visual touches that pay tribute to comic books. Across the Spider-Verse runs 2 hours and 20 minutes, which from what I can find makes it the longest American animated film to date. However, I did not feel the length whatsoever, and when the end credits started rolling, I thought, wait, already? This is an astonishingly well-paced film, so kudos to editor Mike Andrews. After watching it, I can absolutely understand why they decided to make this a two-parter. Much like Into the Spider-Verse was extremely well put together by its three directors, so was Across the Spider-Verse. So I have to compliment Joaquim dos Santos, who has previously directed episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, Ken Powers, who is the co-director and co-writer of the Pixar film Soul, and Justin K. Thompson, who was the production designer for the first movie and an Emmy winner for Star Wars Clone Wars. They did an amazing job, as did Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, and David Callaham, who are credited on the screenplay. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is a fantastic sequel and another celebration of what makes Marvel's famed web crawler one of the most iconic superheroes in history. I actually liked it even more than its predecessor, and I'm very excited to see how the story continues in Beyond the Spider-Verse next year.